Okay, I'm Prophet Ron Dwayne Whitfield here at the Federal Bureau of Investigation, which is located here in Houston, Texas at 1 Justice Drive. I'm here to place, gonna read this right quickly. Hey, agent, I have some mail here. I'm gonna speak with this duty agent. He's probably on duty today. First of all, today is Friday, January 27th of 2017. And I speak with the Federal Bureau of Investigation at 1 Justice Drive. Here to place the President of the United States on official notice together with his United States Attorney General. I think his name is Mr. Gerald Special. And the Federal Bureau of Investigation Director, Mr. James Thomas. Hold on. I've been doing good, sir. Which means, at the time I was here last time, for those Judge said, good protest the flow. So I'm here to deliver to Mr. James Thomas this operation about crime, so that I told you the owner. He did. He was taken off. I mean, we put them on official. I went down and a letter that I should have. If you don't have to get it today, I can come back and get it another day. Here's my question. If we just get in the mail for you, I have to say that the date's still ain't. Because they say you get a phone. I don't know why they were saying it. But it has nothing to do with it. Let me research it for you. Read the right. You were good enough, and that's why I confident with all the information that about my bill made good. So let you do it. So I don't need to look at what I do want to really show that I did because I want that's the I can do it. I tell you what. This, they let you in, right? You get in there. So you just want to drop that off? Yeah. Okay. Basically, you just want to drop that off. Okay. I'll tell you next week is starting back week. We got the Super Bowl coming prepared for. So it's crazy next week. So I'm just going to tell you, what's the to that? The shot straight. Yes, sir. I'm just doing. Yeah, I don't know about Trump's track. Yeah, no, don't know Trump's track. You know, right? So, let me do this. Open communications are the best thing. You see that part of that FBI office really not going to do it. Well, this you and I discussed. Okay? And next week is the day when you look at it, you come out and get talk. I'll say, I'm going to talk. But I ain't trying to what you want. You don't have to tell me your name, it's one question. That's what I'm saying. No, without explaining it. Okay, yeah. Like you just think it's all out. I was that's always that. really clear about that. Please, all you want. But you will see some things that were very compelling, this is persuaded because Trump got charged.
Okay, all right. Tomorrow, right? Okay, thank you. Brandon, I'm supposed to read this real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this off. We're gonna be out of here. Okay, this reads, we're gonna drop it off from inside in the government of the United States of America. Offices of the President of the United States, Attorney General, Justice Department, Federal Bureau of Investigation, official notice of peaceful protest at FBI and affidavit of complaint. To the above public officials. Pursuant to Title 28 United States Code, Section 1746, which is a perjury statute that even former President Obama had to, when he signed a document to run for the President of the United States with the Federal Election Commission, he had to swear out those facts stated in that he completed in that form were true and correct. So I have to do the same thing because you make serious allegations against Supreme Court justices and federal judges. So you have to, so if I'm shown to be lying, then they can, file a complaint. I can file a complaint to be filed against me for perjury. The source Title 28 United States Code Section 1746, I, the undersigned, world's large prophet, Ron Dwayne Whitfield, appearing in propria persona, and not pro se, under the pains and penalty of perjury, that I am a person of flesh and blood, over the legal age of 17 in the state of Texas, of sound mind, and capable of making this affidavit on the facts to be said out loud, which are based on not hearsay, but on my personal knowledge, and say as follows. I, Ron White Whitfield, say, pursuant to Rules 3 and 4 of the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure, that I have, quote, good reason to believe, and that I do believe, that all the justices and judges of the United States Supreme Court from 1993 to 2011, from the United States Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit, certain judges, all to be later named, such as one United States District Judge Melinda Foreman and one U.S. District Judge named Sim Lake, one U.S. Magistrate Judge Francis Stacy, and the judges and justices of the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals of Texas and the Texas Supreme Court, the first and the 14th Courts of Appeals of Texas, particularly the past and the current judges of the 174th, 337th, 331st, 295th, 333rd Judicial District Courts of Harris County, Texas, certain former district and assistant district attorneys of Harris County, Texas, among others, to include but not being limited to such corporations doing business as Nissan Corporation, Central Houston Nissan, Clear Lake Nissan, the City of Houston Police Department, certain police officers, Big Star Honda, to list a few, in violation of Title 18 United States Code Section 242. Rule will jeopardize federal criminal statute and see the U.S. Supreme Court ruling that it applies even to judges, justices, and anyone else or person acting under color of any law. AT&T, Direct TV, and so forth also act under color of law, commit crimes just as well as police officers do. Here I will not yet set out the specific facts of conduct of the accused public officials at this time, but that must and shall be done in a more formal. Affidavit or complaint before the public officials expressly authorized by law of Congress to take such complaint under perjury, at which time I may formally state the proper cause, facts, and tender the proof in support of the alleged crimes committed, which every citizen has a right and accord protection, and that right to do whosoever. Notice, I move at this time of presentment of this whistleblower affidavit that President Trump and his U.S. Attorney General and their FBI director ensure the people of the United States that I now be given and receive all the protection by law from all forms of further retaliation, death, persecution, whatever. For on blank date. Now this duty agent, I will not state his name, just informed me that since the Super Bowl is gonna be next week, to hold off on the food strike till after next week, at which time I'm invited then to return. So that sounds reasonable, and I shall honor his request. So from such day and day of the week, day of the month of February 2017 AD, I shall have self-imposed, as did the late or former leader of India, Gandhi, a peaceful 40-day strike, which is supposed to prove a point to the accused and to expose worldwide the extent of the corruption in the federal and in the state of Texas governments. In her legal system, we always refer to things such as ships, mountains, or departments as a sheep. So that's why I say sheep. It's a legal system. The United States has been referred to as a sheep. And such forms, same has caused me and how I have been allowed to be, how I have never been allowed to be heard and given no relief whatsoever. My claims, and even though I will have proven them, but that I have suffered irreversible legal and factual injury. But for them violating Title 18, United States Code Section 242, were the crimes made possible. See also Facebook video for more details. Further saying dated Friday, 27 January 2017 AD, signed by Prophet Ron Dwayne Whitfield. I'm going to pause this video at this time. Okay, I'm Prophet Ron Dwayne Whitfield, also known as Prophet Ron Dwayne Whitfield. This is a continuation and conclusion of the video. This video, I just returned from inside the Federal Bureau of Investigation. The director on duty at this time.
I left my
3:15 on Friday, January 2017 AD. The duty agent, identified himself as the duty agent on duty for today, had me to sign in red ink, making what was a duplicate of an original, which I accidentally left in this vehicle, making it become the original of these two duplicates Now, this would, I'm doing things like I want to be very strict. This would be considered a copy, but it's not. It is a duplicate. This was the original. It's no longer an original. It's now a duplicate as well. So I have two duplicates here. I signed the a duplicate now becoming original in their possession, placing President Trump on legal notice as executive of the executive department. Place.
Okay, I don't know what happened to the laptop, the unit here, but the remainder of the video is not so important that to whatever happened here, I'm not gonna be too concerned about that. There's only one thing I want to say other than in addition to what just happened, I'm a little confused with that. That has never happened before. But anyway, upon leaving the FBI, I do know that I was given back my driver's license, my ID. And upon leaving the walking out the front door, at some point, I think I lost my ID. Walking down the sidewalk, going through the gate. It may have fallen out of my pocket because upon exiting, I saw that a rugged tow truck, and that kind of threw me off. He had kind of like pulled up behind me, and I questioned him why. I asked him, did he come to tow my vehicle? And he said no, that he was going to the FBI to tow a vehicle from it. But to be sure, I photographed his license plates, and I also went up and down the streets taking photos showing that hadn't been in June of last year, as there was not on yesterday, being Friday, January 17th, January 27th of 2017. Any parking signs where I park my vehicle. There are some, but they are situated in other areas along the street. So where I normally park for my food strike, I'm good. And so that's what I was, I probably, didn't have, I'm surely if someone called him, they knew my wife was in the car, my child was in the car, so surely he wasn't going to try to tow the vehicle while I was inside the FBI. So perhaps he really was there to tow some other vehicle. But at that time, I think when I was like jogging down the street taking my pictures because I wanted to hurry up and get to the courthouse, I may have lost my ID at that time. But it is necessary for me to make a record showing that as of Friday, January 27 of 2017, I lost my ID at the FBI or in front of the FBI. So if my ID come up in somewhere where it doesn't need to be, where it shouldn't be, then I've already made a record saying that I no longer have my ID. For example, say my ID is found near a dead body. Texas will put you on dead because of that. Texas claim you killed whoever it is it was. I don't know that the FBI does that kind of, the federal, if Texas does it, her mother does it too, the United States. So I've created a video here adding that I no longer have my driver's license. So if my driver's license come up anywhere where it shouldn't be, I'm reporting it lost at this. It's lost. Here's a record to substantiate any claim. That's just, you have to, these people, but yeah, you'd be surprised how people been put to death on evidence. That's why I don't deal with evidence. Evidence is misleading. I only deal with proof. If I had known what I knew then, what I know now, it'd have been a fight. It would have been they'd have to had me handcuffed, because I wouldn't have. No, you wouldn't have on misleading evidence. No. So and even the laws say a person cannot be found guilty by a jury except beyond a reasonable doubt. But then we say all states in the federal government have the burden of proof, not the burden of evidence, but the burden of proof. So we want to determine what proof is considered. proof is not evidence. Evidence, by definition, evidence is any kind of specific information that you can use to back up a reason or a claim. Evidence may consist of facts, statistics, examples from experts, or quotations from experts, examples, and incidents. So, would you want someone to put you, your mother, your daughter, your wife, your husband, or anyone else that you love or know or care about on death, or send that person to prison on some evidence which can be misleading? For example, and I'll end my video. You come outside in the morning, the ground is wet, grass is wet. We might presume that it's been raining. Some places might have a sprinkler system, and the sprinkler system watered the yard or the grass. So I know it's a weak example, but nonetheless, it is interesting. It is enough to show that, that was evidence, because the yard or ground was wet, that it had rained, but actually it didn't rain. That was the sprinkler system. So that's why we don't allow people to be. I'm not. You demand proof, demand strict proof. When I was suing the state of Texas and her agencies, I would get answers from the Texas Attorney General, general denial of my allegations, and a following statement that the state of Texas demands strict proof. Just like the state of Texas and her answer when you sues her demands strict proof. They want to put you on trial for a crime. No. If you don't have no proof, then I'm finna sue you, and judge, I'm not gonna ask you to dismiss. I'm gonna demand you dismiss. And if you don't, then we're gonna go and get the FBI in to arrest you. And I know a lot of people think it's not absurd. The judge, she's just a judge. His or her authority comes from the court. The court has what we call the jurisdictional power. A court cannot read, write, or talk. So a judge does this for that court. That judge has to exercise authority within the limits of that power of the court. If a judge steps outside of that bound, steps out of bound with that ball, then it's a problem. He's out. He's now acting not as a judge. When a judge starts doing things that's not allowed by law, then he's no longer acting as a judge. He's acting as a private citizen who will be arrested. Now, I done told you, tell the judge, hey judge, we're not finna do that. Long as you are acting, judge, within the scope of your lawful authority, then you are protected by law. Soon as you step your behind out of bound, I don't see a judge anymore. I see an enemy and a criminal. So that's when I'm gonna get vicious. I'm gonna demand the FBI come and arrest you. I understand these things are unheard of, but that's the way it is now. We live in the last days. We're dealing with people committing sin and crimes at a greater in a greater degree than ever before. You can't be being friendly. You can't be being soft. Thinking it's gonna turn out. I'm here to tell you, it's not gonna turn out. All right, it's not gonna work itself out. It's not. So you might as well, because if they I'll give you my word from the end. If they don't start doing right then, when you put your foot down right then you might well just go on as your year, month, day to die. Because if they're not finna do it then, they're not finna do it later. And you're not finna be sitting up in prison or jail thinking that the next court is gonna straighten it out. They're not. Criminals stick together. Okay, I end this video.